So, good morning, students. So, next topic is test management process. It is in your fourth unit. Okay. So, what does test management means? So, the process of managing your text activities in order to ensuring the high qualities and high ending testing of the software application. We name it as a test management. So test management means is used to managing all your test activities from the starting stage to ending. So that is the test management. Okay, yeah. So in what are the methods we needed for test management means organizing, controlling, ensure traceability, visibility of the testing process. So we have to use this method. By using this method, you deliver your software should be in a high quality process. Okay, yeah. And also it including the planning, controlling, tracking and monitoring the facilities throughout the whole project from start to end cycle. Okay, so we have two main parts of test management process, that is planning and execution. So under the planning we have a risk analysis, test estimation, test planning, test organization, and execution. Under the execution, test monitoring and control, issue management, test report and evaluation. So these are the two main parts of test management process. We see one by one. First one is risk analysis and solution. So this is the first step of your test manager process. So what does the purpose means? So test managers should consider before starting any project, they used to identifying the earlier risk detection. They know the earlier risk detection, and also they identifying the particular solution of that particular risk. Okay, yeah. So the early risk reduction and identification of the solution, and by doing this you have to avoid the potential loss and save on project cost. So that is the main role. Okay, yeah. So before doing any project means any project or product, anything means, so you must know the earlier risk about that product, and you know the solution of how the problem should be recovered. Okay, yeah. So once you know this concept only, you will avoid the potential loss and save on your project cost. So that is a risk analysis and give the solution. And test estimation means is determine how long a task would take to complete it. That is duration, and simply we name it as a duration. So how long it will take, so that is a test estimation. Test planning means it's used to define as a documentation process. So planning in the sense it's describing the scope, approaches, then resource, schedule, all the test activities is done in test planning stages. Okay, is used to define a documentation. Okay, that is a test planning. And test organization means it's defined who is responsibility for which activities in testing process. That is the organization. So it's explaining the test functionality, facilities and activities and all. Its mainly focus is defined, however everyone is responsible for quality of one testing process. So the main role is who is responsibility for which activity in the testing process. That is a test organization. Okay, so this is the first stage of test processing, and your second stage is what? Execution. So in that execution, the first topic is test monitoring and control. That is nothing but when your project run out the resources or it should exceeding the time schedule, so that cases we have to use the test monitoring and control. So you need to monitor and control the test activities to bring back on the schedule. So that is the test monitoring and control. Okay, yeah. So monitoring is a process of collecting, recording, and reporting informations about the overall project activities. Okay, yeah. So that is the duty of the test monitoring and controller. And next one is issue management. As I mentioned in the beginning of the topic, all projects have some potential risk. Okay, yeah. So when risk happen means it become an issue, so in that case, you will give the alternate solution of the particular risk. So that is the risk management to overcome that issues. Okay. And next, at last one is test report and evaluation is nothing but once your project is completed. So they will give the report and evaluation about your product or project. Okay, whether it is, we have some categories, that is excellent, good, average, and poor. So which categories is it in your project? Okay, yeah, whether it is in a good or average or poor or excellent. So depending upon our fulfill requirement, that is your customer requirement, you fulfill that project everything means, so your report should be defaultly come in an excellent way. Okay, yeah. So these are the some process used in the test management process. Thank you.